Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for joining. It's been brilliant to see all of the interactions and support going on the WhatsApp group. So that is amazing. And please do all of those follow-ups and make sure you make those connections. That's how we start to help each other to move forward. So this weekly check-in is just something we're going to be doing this week. We won't be doing it every single week, but given it's our first week together, I just wanted to check in to see if there's anything that needs troubleshooting, anything that isn't clear, anything that you guys want to raise in terms of the platform, or even the timings of things, because those have shifted around a little bit. Some of our friends over in New York. So yeah, now is the time to chip in if you have anything you want to add there. Otherwise, what we'll do is move into your weekly priorities and how you've been doing on those. I know I've seen some amazing updates on the WhatsApp group from some of you. And then just setting our intentions for the next week and a bit. The next accountability session, I think, is in just over a week's time. And that's when we'll come back into the room together to talk about what we've achieved and again, what we're planning to do over the next couple of weeks. Next week is our first roundtables. For those of you who've not done a roundtable before, the format is that I will send a quick note in the platform, so please keep an eye out for your key challenge that you would like to go through. You then just need to email that to me. You don't need to make it 5 pages long, just a quick summary is fine. And then we'll get through as many as we can in the session. And basically each person will have about 3 minutes just to highlight what it is that they're struggling with, or they'd like to move forward with. We will all switch off our cameras for 5 minutes, just to give us a bit of thinking time, perhaps something we've been through, perhaps something we've seen others conquer in the past, any ideas we might have, a little bit of a group brainstorm, and then we'll come back into the room and discuss that solution for about 10 minutes before we move on to the next person. Sometimes these things run over a little bit, depending on how many challenges there are, so just bear that in mind, but we'll keep it as close to the hour as we can. Okay, so before we kick off, anybody got any questions, thoughts, comments, struggles?
Well, maybe I go first. Yeah, so for me, a sense of wow, there is so much. So they immediately open the gate to a lot of modules.
Yeah.
The WhatsApp seems like a non-stop bombardment of information. So I'm taking my time. I'm filtering through what matters to me. I go with my time. But just want to share how sometimes it feels.
Yeah. So this is why within the platform, I'll always set your goals essentially for the week. I would not expect anybody to get through all of those modules, videos, templates in the first 2, 3, 4, even 5 weeks, but you would be surprised. So there are some people who will look at that and think, my God, that's a huge mountain to climb. There are other people that will look at it and think, I've got the time, I've got the space, I've got the capacity, I'll get through it. So it's there for you to manage, you know, as a grown-up, as a professional, in the best way for you. There is no requirement to get through everything if it's not all relevant for you. So just bear that in mind as well. But I will always set the intention at the beginning of the week of what I think is probably manageable for most of you. We'll never do more than 2 live sessions in a week for exactly that reason. We're all super busy. We need to be focusing on our businesses, as well as working on the broader concepts that we're talking about within the platform. And the WhatsApp group, I mean, I suppose it's a matter of opinion. For some people, it might feel like a bombardment, as you say, and they'll probably mute it, to be honest. For other people, it can be really helpful. So just feel free to check in, perhaps at the end of the day, even at the end of the week. Feel free to ignore it if it's really not your thing. That's totally cool. We found it really helpful in the previous cohort just to get that support and interaction going in the community. That's where that tends to happen. But if that's not something that you need, then all good. Nobody's going to judge you for not showing up there. If you would like to leave the group, you are absolutely more than welcome. We'll still be running the sessions in the platform, so everything will be held there. So hopefully that helps a little bit. I completely understand your point of view. I've actually taken it back a step, I would say, Paul. Rowan, maybe you've noticed that. I've taken it back a little bit of a step in terms of what's there and my expectations, let's say, of people. Would you say that, Paul? Is that fair?
Yeah, I mean, I have to say, every WhatsApp group I'm in is muted. I'm not in any groups that aren't muted. Because especially with the time zone thing, I know, Ricardo, you're a million miles away. I would mute it, but then just try and look at it once a day. Because sometimes it's just like what I had for lunch, and sometimes it's really insightful questions, and you don't want them as they in live time. But actually, the change for me was that last time the modules were staggered, weren't they? So you could only access them one each month, and actually I found that an issue because I joined a bit later, so I was always people were talking about stuff that I couldn't access yet. So I'd rather get the fire hose and then manage it myself.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? I mean, it's all this is why I did it this way this time, because last time every sort of 3-4 weeks you'd get new modules dropping. But the issue with that is that people work at different paces, and some people last time joined a bit later. So I decided to make it a bit more of a free-for-all this time, but I appreciate that can feel a little bit overwhelming. If it makes you feel any better, I once joined an accelerator that had 126 videos to get through. And the guy, when he set me up, said, you know, most people get through these in a few days. And I was like, who are these people who are getting through this in a few days? And then I really tried and totally failed. So hopefully this is a bit more manageable than that. But thank you very much for bringing that up. I think that's a super valid point, and I hope that's helped a little bit.
Yeah, for me, it's the opposite. Like, I'd love to go into module 2 and it's locked. So I just wanted to understand. It shouldn't.
It not be locked. No.
How can I unlock it?
I'll have to look at that. I don't know why.
Thank you.
Is it locked for everybody?
But I could see everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see everything as well.
Yeah. Thank you that I brought it up then.
Yeah. Okay. I'll unlock that. So Ricardo, can you see module 2 then or not? You can only see module 1, or you see all of them?
I'll have a look now.
Yeah. There's 3 altogether. So clarity is the first one. Communications is the second one. All right, while Ricardo's having a look at that, why don't, unless anybody else has got anything they wanted to raise, because both of those points are very useful. No, all good. Okay, perfect. Oh, we have Twane. Twane, your note taker joined and you weren't here. I was like, where is she? She sent her note taker instead.
Beat me to it. I don't know.
Okay, there's actually a couple of people here who weren't here on the kickoff. You can see them, Ricardo.
Yeah, I got to model 3, yes.
Oh, okay. So Aman, something's up there. Let me have a look at that for you, because I think you're the only one who's actually gone through the whole of module 1. So yeah, definitely.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. I sent you a screenshot on your WhatsApp.
Oh, thank you. Okay, perfect. Right. I would like just to throw to Rowan and to Twane quickly, because they weren't on the kickoff on Monday. They're 2 of our cohort 1 members. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves?
Sure.
Yeah, happy to. I'm seeing some new faces here and some familiar ones, so that's always nice. Hi, Helen. Hi, everyone. I'm joined by this little one today.
Now, like 6 months older.
Yeah, she's 6 months older. So I'm Rowan. For those who don't know me yet, I run a platform called Beyond Careers. It's been ever evolving as I've been on the first cohort with Helen. It started off being a return to work survey, something I did whilst I was navigating my own journey as a new mum, and has since evolved into a platform that brings together hiring managers, recruiters, and talent in the same room for a series of events. So that's sort of the latest manifestation of it, I would say. And then, of course, there's a few things that I'm working on separately that might come online as spin-offs to the main platform. So keeping a very open mind in how it adapts, listening to feedback and iterating, as they say, part of the founder's journey in life, I believe. So yeah, let's see, long may it continue, and let's see how we evolve. So happy to be back for round 2.
Yeah, really happy to have you back as well. And Rose and I have been working together for a little while together. And Leah is definitely our youngest member. I mean, she was literally weeks old when we started cohort 1. So this is super cute to see her. And just
Thank you. Yeah, she's growing with us and with the business. So that's really cool.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I always said about my kids as well. Right, Twane, would you like to go next?
Sure. Well, Rowan, and I don't know if you mentioned that you do events, because your last one was really, really good too.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's so nice to catch up with you there. Thanks for coming.
Welcome. So my name's Twane. I'm the founder of Alchemy Coach. I specialize in HR consulting and coaching, based in Dubai. I've been here for 20 years and I've started my solopreneur journey for a year now. And it really is a journey. And this has been so helpful to help me to understand how to position myself. And as Rowan said, it keeps on evolving. So I think what's going to change from the first cohort now is that it's less of the coaching focus and more on the fractional HR, and see if that has more traction. So yeah. I'm also very passionate about empowering females, and I've created Conscious Connections also through the support of this group. And we just had our 4th session yesterday. So that's going well.
It's so cool. It's really cool. And it's these guys are both very humble, but their events are amazing and they're always super well attended. And if I were in Dubai, I would be there for sure. But they've made amazing progress and really kind of refined their offering over the last 6 months or so. And that's been really obvious to see as well on LinkedIn. So yeah, congrats to both of you. I know you've got other stuff going on as well. So let's hit the list, shall we? Because we've got about 15 minutes left. I have the list here, which you may or may not appreciate. So Iman, I'm going to go with you first. Last time, I think, broadly speaking, you said you wanted a time block so that you were focusing on sometime on one business and sometime on the other business, and set a simple kind of priority order. How did you get on with that, number 1? And number 2, what's your focus for the next week or so?
Okay, so yes, for sure, I've done that, and I've done even more, which I'm proud of myself. For next week, I have a lot of things going on. So I'm glad that I've reached out on WhatsApp and asked the question, and I got from Wahid and from Marms. They're gonna help me in connecting with other people, which is amazing. So I'm gonna do that this week. That's like a priority for me to learn more about how to launch my product. But then for my other business, which is Adopt a Dog KW, it's my passion project, and I have a lot of things going on for that, and I'm taking it to the next level. So I'm fundraising for it, and I have a lot of meetings with businesses here in Kuwait for that this coming week.
Okay, so in an ideal world, you want to get to a point where you've perhaps filtered through some of those potential connections and partnerships and got to a priority list, I guess.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, perfect. Okay, Ricardo, do you want to go next? I think we had last time defining your niche, clarifying your resilience program, and trying to get it to a point where you could draft a concise pitch.
Yeah, so I work through the document, share it with my partner, business partner, and we have refined it. He also start connecting with the potential clients and pitch the proposal to them. So it feels like we are really refining. Also, I use some of the module 1 idea and exchange with him the key questions. And it feels like it's quite easy for us to go and answer those questions, most
Okay.
of them. So it feels we are fine-tuning into what is our niche quite nicely.
Okay, perfect. And how have those pitches been going? What's the focus for the next week or so?
Yeah, so we want to offer something that is like a sample, so that people can experience it. There's no forcing sales or anything, but just to offering through an intermediary. So we're going to talk to private equity and professional firms. So we're going to offer this to their clients, so they can, for them, it's something to give for free. And for us is to promote what we're doing.
Yeah.
And then from there, push it on to the next step, which is actually create a program that is tailored to a company or individuals.
Yeah, cool. I think that's a great idea. It's good to test these things and get some real life experience, and then you can, it's so much easier to refine things, because otherwise you're just imagining what might work for them from your own perspective, and often that's not quite the case. The first mastery session is with a lady called Marina, who works with, she's kind of a professor of psychology. She works with VCs, private equity, that type of landscape. So she, I think, would be a really good person for you to have a conversation with as well. It's definitely a similar theme. It's a similar direction, but obviously just from slightly different angles. So yeah, when that comes up, we can connect you together for sure.
Thank you.
No worries. Okay. We don't have Mel here, do we? No. We don't have Margot. Who else? Wahid.
Hi.
Hello.
Morning all. So I hit the gym this week, and I think I've triggered that discipline in myself now to wake up around 4 o'clock in the morning instead of 6 or 7 o'clock, to make time for the gym and just focus on my health, really. In terms of coming up with an idea or a business, I'm still, actively thinking about that daily. I'm still not sure exactly what to do. But I'm learning lots in my current job as well. So I'm working. I'm more involved in the strategy side of my work, which is like a new experience for me. So maybe I can use those skills to do something solo within the future.
Yeah. And I just want to say, I mean, for you, it's an extra challenge, because I know even making these sessions is a bit tough with the work that you're doing at the moment. So managing to fit this in, managing to fit the gym in, those are big steps forward in a pretty short space of time. And I would say, perhaps we'll have a bit more time over the weekends just to have a look at some of those workouts and some of those templates and workbooks. That may just help you, or it should just help you to frame some of those initial ideas that you've got, so that you at least know which one feels strongest and which one you can do a bit more research on.
Yeah, I've started
Sorry, right.
I've started the clarity module.
Okay.
So I think I'm 2 or 3 sessions
Oh, that's brilliant.
on.
Okay.
So that that's been quite an eye opener in terms of understanding the problem that I'm trying to solve, which is more of a personal problem in the sense that I want flexibility, autonomy, and all those kinds of things.
Yeah.
And objectives for next week is just, continue to do what I'm doing in terms of health and so forth, hitting the gym, and just feeling good, really.
Yeah, amazing. That's an excellent goal for anyone to have, I think. So yeah, brilliant. Congrats. Moms, I think you are, yes, last on the list, but not least.
So this week I was supposed to build out my biggest mentorship program. I've done that. I've also created a Notion dashboard for it all, so it's all ready to go when someone onboards on that, which I have someone that literally onboarded yesterday for this, which is one of my biggest packages, and she starts on Monday. So it was perfect timing to get all of that sorted. My goals for the next month, actually, it's not just the week, is one to create, so obviously it's October, so new month, new goals, and that is to create the whole month's content this coming week, and then also build out my new 10x 5-year business plan idea a little further out, which is focused on investment for startups. And then also look at my workshop series that I want to launch for 2026. So I currently have one workshop that I offer, but I want to have a series of different types of workshops. So I'm looking at building that out too.
Okay, amazing. I think, you know, when it gets to this time of year, sometimes I certainly feel anyway, it can all start to feel a little bit pressurized because you're looking at the clock and thinking, shit, I've only got 3 months left. And not even that because of Christmas and everything else, right? And then you really need to have it all set up by January. And that can come with quite a lot of time pressure, and it can up the stress levels and everything else. But I do think it's important to start to look towards 2026 and what you're building out, particularly if you are more of an on-ground service-based business and you want to be offering events and things like that, because you've got to find the space, you've got to drive a pipeline, you've got to create the messaging, you know, there's a lot of steps that go into that. So I think that's great, but I would just say be a little bit mindful of the overwhelm sometimes, because I certainly get to that point at this stage in the year quite often. And don't learn, sadly. I wish I did, but clearly not. Anyway, thank you so much, everybody. I don't think, oh, hang on, Twana and Rowan, do you want to go with, and Paul, do you want to go with what your goals are for the next week? We've got sort of 6 minutes.
Yeah, I can go on, Twana.
You go. It's okay.
I can vaguely remember what I agreed to on Monday. It's been a busy week though.
I don't have this down here, Paul, so sorry.
It's there. It's in something I've seen.
Okay.
Summary.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Go on.
I did define something, but I've changed my mind. I had a few meetings yesterday. I think so. So for people who don't know me so well, I've got a lot of training experience, consultancy, and all that sort of stuff. And although I like doing training, I think the big issue with it is it's never that urgent and people can always just delay it. And I don't know whether some of you are in a training kind of mentory thing. It's sometimes hard to generate that urgency. So I'm looking more actively at the consulting side and actually doing stuff, which would include automation with AI and all that kind of stuff. And there's various tools that could help me to do that. But I still think the theme of sitting between the business and the tech people is the thing. Consultancy rather than training, but training will be part of it. And this time next week, I'll have another definition that I can actually go and sell. I think I need to get moving.
I mean, look, I think you're getting closer.
Yeah, it feels like it.
You've made a lot of progress, and Paul is going to be doing an AI session for us, and I've pushed him a little bit on that as well in terms of what that looks like and what I think would be helpful for people like us, right? Which I think you could then probably roll out into a product. So he'll be doing that session in 2-3 weeks, I think. So thank you for that. Rowan, would you like to go with your goals?
Sure. So I'm currently working on the next event that's scheduled or penciled in for the 7th of October. So I've just been busy like liaising with the speakers and organizing the themes and all of that. So there's a lot of logistics to it, as you've mentioned, and lots of moving parts. So I'm in the process of taking one step at a time. You know, I no longer do the big, hairy, audacious goals, but I'm actually kind of doing it on in the other way. So I'm actually just making steady, conscious steps, and then things are sort of evolving from there. So on the back of those meetings, I've had some interest for potential consultancy work on the marketing and comms side. So some strategic comms conversations coming out of that. So, you know, again, like I said, the main focus is just getting those events moving and successful and getting a good turnout and getting people the results they're looking for, because we've had some really good feedback from the last one. People really did walk away with really practical insights and some good connections. One's even in the process of, you know, getting a job. So she's actually moving through like some interviews. So yeah, it makes my heart glad. Really happy. Small wins, I suppose, but they're the good wins.
No, that's great. I think building that traction is, you know, it's so much of the battle, isn't it? Just being known for something and being the go-to and building out something that's repeatable, that's often the biggest challenge, particularly with events. And then, you know, the work and the connections and the money and whatever else generally will come in off the back of that. So I think if you've got that first step, then and that's brilliant. 20
When does the money come in after the event? Because there's so much work that goes into preparing and trying to get bums and seats and doing the marketing, and it's not the same people coming each time. So anyway, so on the back of roads, I'm going to prepare for my next event, which is going to be the last Thursday of every month now. So at least it's on a fixed date.
Yeah.
And that helps me to plan better. I've been invited to speak on a podcast on the 1st of October. So, and the spin on that one is spousal support.
So
going back to finding yourself and your purpose and what to do next when you're joining your spouse in a new country. So do a bit of research on statistics around that for the podcast. And I'll also be speaking about the fractional HR support, I suppose, on that call. So yeah, get prepared for that call. It's not going to be live, thankfully. So it's still edit, and there's not so much angst around it then.
Yes.
And then Moms has inspired me to, but I do know that I need to be better with bulk or batch creating. And I've started to do that last week with a friend of mine. So it helps if there's somebody else behind the camera and if you have made that agreement.
Yeah, it is about setting that time aside. Like I did some yesterday, but I would also say there are days when it's going to be easier and days when it's not. Like I tried to do some yesterday and got some stuff done, but it felt very hard. Whereas there are other days where I know I could probably have done that in, you know, 30 minutes or whatever. So if you're still stuck after an hour and, you know, you've got writer's block or you're camera shy or whatever it may be, then it may not be the right day for you to do it. And I would say kind of listen, you know, listen to yourself and your output on that day and perhaps focus on something else and come back to it. I see that a lot with other people who are, you know, relatively new at creating things or trying to create things in batch content. Sometimes it's about timing, you know, as well as anything else.
It could help energetically doing it with somebody else, because they can also hold the camera for you, and when you talk, it's like you're talking to them.
100%,
so it did make it feel a lot easier.
Yeah. And there are different ways of doing it as well. You don't always have to speak to camera. I've seen some great reels and some great content that is almost like, as you say,
this is my
kind of
idea for next time. Doing it kind of off camera, like I'm talking it,
so you're
and
like
then not having to look directly.
Exactly. And I think that makes it a lot more natural and easier as well for a lot of people. So there's different sort of techniques. If you're stuck, then shout, and I'm sure other people will be able to help with that as well. Okay, brilliant. So we're just about at time. I'll see you all next week. There's a few things that have come up in this conversation, I think, that probably will be quite well framed for the roundtables next week, but I'll leave that up to you guys. As I said, I'll drop a message early in the week next week. So get your problems in and we will aim to solve them. Looking forward to it. And in the meantime, anything you need, you know where I am, and please, you know, keep on top of the group where you can, and have a lovely weekend, everybody.
Bye. You too.
You too. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.